Hello and welcome. Today we're going to carry on tucking into the Ninjago City Markets. Now this thing is starting to grow. It's just there to my right hand side, and we are currently on step 386, booklet number 1, page 273. But as normal, there is a poll running. So if you are watching this on the replay, let me know, what is your best set? What do you think is the best? What's your favorite out of the 4? And leave a comment why. So 4 choices as always. You've got Star Trek, obviously the new Enterprise. You've got Batman Arkham Asylum. You've got the Captain Jack Sparrow, Black Pearl. And then you've got the Goonies. Which one out of those 4 do you think is best? And obviously we will be looking at all those sets this evening as we're going in between the builds. And obviously as the notifications and things go out. So I will just double check to make sure that the actual bits and pieces are working properly, because this is on the opposite software, so I never trust it. I will just start building some bits and pieces. So yes, I think that is working absolutely fine. That, go back to big, get you set up ever so slightly, like so, because, well, I can't ever see the screen before we get going. And now we're just going to build, and we'll wait for the notifications to go out. So if you are in the background, obviously get your votes in, and don't be afraid to say hello. Obviously, there is some big news with regards to the Star Trek Enterprise ship that was announced yesterday, and me and Jay's Toy Collection UK did do a live stream covering all of that, and then all the extra detail that I found out from them rewatching their live stream was pretty impressive. And I am already stuck because this table is massive, but I still don't have the space for you and all the other little bits and pieces. So let's get set up a little bit better. If I push you back, I think that's actually where you normally are. And then the instruction booklet can live there. Bring these pieces in front of the instruction booklet to give me some space. I'm going to need to be using that set quite a lot by the looks of it. And then we can just tuck into everything. We were halfway through the bag last time we stopped, so that's why it's all a little bit higgledy-piggledy. And I did figure out what the problem was before, so we are ready, I think, just to crack on. So we've got all the detail up. Where are you? You are there. So we've got all the detail. That's better. Going up on the top. This bit just here to start with. That is brand new. So let's put that there. That's nice and cold. So the poll's already kicked off. It's already 100. Well, it'd be interesting how that unfolds, but at the moment it's the Star Trek. But obviously there is only technically one vote. But yeah, that actually happened before we went live as well. So be interesting to see if somebody has got sort of the 3 big sets from this year with regards to the Jack Sparrow and the other 2 big sets. Just there. Yeah, with regards to the other 2 big sets, and if they get the Starship Enterprise, what they think the better build is and all that kind of thing. And how you notice I didn't actually put the Star Trek Enterprise on there because, well, I don't really think it's in the same league as these sets. The build's great, but I don't really think it is. So, yeah, so we will keep going. So we're on step 387, page 274. And we are, where are we? So you've got all of these different, it's very, very clever, because you've got all these different bits and pieces where you think they're going to be used for one thing, and they're not. So yeah, it's very, very clever how they do all these bits. Now, where did we get to? That's where we need. Right, okay. That bit goes in the middle. And then we've got these 2 bits on the outside. I'm going on at a very awkward time. It is only 5 o'clock in the UK, so there's nobody back from work. And I did only put this together about half an hour ago. So I think the notifications are going to take a little while. Don't want to do that. A little while to get out, which does give me the opportunity to mess up and do what I've just done. Where did that end up? That's just a standard. I'm going to have to give it a shake. Oh, I heard it. Oh, yeah, so that's just a standard thing that I always do. But yeah, allow me just to get tucked in a little bit. And then obviously as the questions and things start rolling in, we can answer those as we go. And I will be taking another look at the Enterprise as the notifications start going out. I think that might be the topic of conversation this evening, because when me and Jay were doing the live stream, I think people were just watching and not sort of getting involved. And I think this evening it might be slightly different. Now that bit's got to come off because I've skipped the page. That bit's got to go in, and then that bit goes back on. There we go. I've got a little bit of my head of myself, but now we can turn the page and carry on. So this door that I was looking at, the fact that you think it's just a normal gate, but then it goes side on, is pretty impressive. Is it bits up? It is, yeah. And then we have got more Technic bits and pieces. So we are... Where are we there? There's the little Technic bit. So it's, step 388, page 275. So this, actually thinking about it, this is probably a good opportunity to talk about the new Ninjago set as well, because that has just been announced. I think the 15th anniversary looks great, thanks to Joe's Toy Collection UK. It was at 7.5 pieces. So that is, I'll find it in the background. Is it going to be at the top? Let's go to newest. Pin this up like so. Are you going to work? Yes, it's just slow. So slow. The rain's really bad on the roof today. Not that it should make a difference, but it always does. So this is the set that I was talking about. And yeah, it works out to be, thanks to Jay, about 7.5 pence a brick, which is pretty good going, to be fair. So with regards to the Lego pieces, for the Star Wars stuff coming down in price, obviously the Death Star itself was good value, but it was just a lot of pieces. Starship Enterprise was coming down as well. So all the Marvel bits and pieces. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what next year does hold. But this set I was very impressed with, and the fact that there are potentially 6 more sets going to be coming this year, we'll have to wait and see what happens with regards just to the quality of those sets. God, I really needed to hunt that down. I didn't realize that was a frying pan, and we've got 2 of those. So the detail that's in the set that's on the screen at the moment will be very similar to the detail that's in this with regards to how you put the pieces together. You've really got to build lots and lots of different bits and pieces, and it sort of just adds up and adds up and adds up. And it's not like wastage of parts, it's just that all of the small details really add up, and they do look very clean. It does look very smart, I think. And that is basically what Ninjago's been doing for a good while. But the only thing is, when they are loads of small pieces, they're quite hard to find. But there we are. So instantly, we've now got to put this on the inside. I see. That goes there. That goes there. Magic. I built a thing. So just that one step was 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 pieces just on that one page. So again, completely different to other sets built previously, where you sort of can just put some bigger bits together and launch it in. I wonder if that's how the Star Trek one is going to be built. I wonder. That I did not want to do. I saw that in my face. That is a dark brown 2, and I know I haven't got any spare for that either. And that has landed, lucky, on the roof of the Dungeons and Dragons. That would have been a right pain in the ass to find, so that would not have been fun. So yeah, I wonder if the Star Trek is going to be bigger bits or smaller bits, because with this, as you can see, you've got all this amazing detailing on the side. You've got all the trees. I said this yesterday that my favorite bit for this, for me, is just that sign. I think that's such a cool little sign with regards to just basically like a keep out, so I can utilize this in my theme park setting, which works well. But the Star Trek, I think, is all bigger bits, so a bigger price point. But I think that does look, well, let's be honest, that does look rather clean, doesn't it? So I think that is a rather clean looking thing. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. If you are hoping to get the giveaway, then you will be able to find it and be able to get it, because they did make it out on the live stream. It might be quite difficult to get hold of. So I don't know if you're best off going into store, but then it is on the Black Friday, and how many people are going to go out on the Black Friday to pick it up? Are people going to wait up till midnight to order it? It's yeah, it's just an odd, it's just different, isn't it? Because everybody, like Jay was saying yesterday, everybody associates Black Friday with big sales, and that is what's going to be happening on the Lego website at the same time as this coming out with a brand new giveaway purchase. So some people that maybe saves up for a good period of the year, you might be able to get this and get sort of some of the sets that are discontinuing, because I know people want the Daily Bugle, which I need to double check to see if that's actually back in stock yet, because it was temporary out of stock again. Smiths have in the UK a huge sale on Lego bits and pieces as well. So again, depending on how people blow their budget now with regards to the sale that's in John Lewis, the sale that's in Smiths, everything else, it then depends on how much money they've got left to spend for the actual Lego group, doesn't it? So yeah, I don't know. Some of those people that are lucky, and they can basically get whatever they want, and other people not so much. So we will like to hear from everybody when it all starts to pan out over this month. How are people going to budget themselves for basically between now and January? Because that is going to be a rather interesting scenario, I think. This just seems to be getting taller and taller and taller. But the one nice thing that they have done, they've kept consistent with this set, and again, that's going back all the way to the docks, that all these little window pieces where they've got the white bits in, they all line up and match. It all looks exactly the same, like it should do. So when you do have all of these bigger pieces together, it does look very, very smart, I think. So I am looking forward to having all of these in a long straight line and then seeing exactly what is what. But talking of, like I was saying, bigger pieces, with regards to this ship that is about to appear on your screen, the internals are going to be made of. Is it going to be a Technic shell? They made it out that there's a lot of hidden Easter eggs, apparently, they were saying, and they were saying that some of the hidden bits are their most favorite bit of that build. But is this something that's removable that they haven't actually told us? I don't think there is, because they would have shown that off. There's obviously been direct comparisons now to the Playmobil version, which is obviously the older ship where it was removable and it had the big bridge in. That thing does look rather good, to be fair, as well. It's bigger than this one, so it wouldn't scale with this. So if Lego do another one, I would think it would be in the same sort of scale as this. And that rain really is coming down. So we've done that little curvy bit, so you can see that all slowly starting to come together. In fact, I'm going to have to start grabbing the other booklets soon. Luckily, they are in shows. This is step 399, and we're on page 280. So I think we might be going on to another base plate soon. I think booklet number 3, soon enough, this is going to turn into 2 base plates, and it's going to be a right royal swine, because I'm going to have to kind of relocate a few bits and pieces to be able to make all of these things fit. So yeah, we'll see what we can get done over the next sort of another hour and a half or something daft like that, depending on how things go and who is about. And then more than likely we're going again for the big long live stream like we normally do on a Sunday. So if I remember rightly, last Friday was really quiet to start with, and then literally as people were coming back in from work, it got extremely busy to the point of where I didn't actually build anything, and I just ended up talking to everybody. So maybe I need to go on a little bit later on a Friday potentially. So I will remember that as a learning curve. But of course, if I do that, I can't get as much building done. And if I commit to one more set this year, of course, that will need to be built up quicker, because it's a horrible thing with how YouTube's algorithm works. So I need to start asking my own question of, am I going to get any other sets this year or not? As I'm sat here now panicking, going, I cannot see a very important piece. Not good. So I'm hoping it's just been pushed round. Just double check to make sure that one. Two of those. That's those two. Are we left with something we shouldn't be left with? Ooh, time will tell. It looks like I might have fluffed it somewhere. Is this actually the last bag of this? I think this might be the last bag of this booklet. I'm looking at a rather large piece with a hole in, and I'm wondering if I put a skinny bit in its place. Ooh. Oh. Well, good evening. Well, actually, good morning, Trouble, because it is now, what are we, 8? We are 20 past 1, and the first person to say hello is somebody from the Philippines at 20 past 1 in the morning. So you need to get yourself to bed, young lady, because I know you have a rather busy work day tomorrow, and I really think I have, very good possibility I have, fluff this somewhere. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So where, he says, have I put the wrong piece? This is exciting. What have I done wrong? So we've got a double trouble up at the top, which is that bit. And then I've got to keep going back. Gotta keep going back, gotta go back, gotta go back. Not fun. How's the weather over with you, by the way? Have I found it? Ooh, I think I have. Is that off or not? Oh, it is. Silly. Didn't even notice that. I think that bit. Nah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Idiot of the Day award goes to me. So that bit goes back in there. There you go. Exactly the same. So they are, I think they're level. That doesn't look level to me. I think they are. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, I found the bit that went wrong. So we've got a 2, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 whites. 1, 2, 3, 4 whites and a double with all the brown on. I'll tell you what, teach me a lesson to try and build this when I'm not in the mood, because that was, or could have, that's something like that. What's that, the 4th piece that I've dropped? That could have gone even worse than what I originally thought. So luckily, it's not too bad. Everybody has liked it so far. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, we will see as it all starts to spread. Who was about to say hello? Right, where are we on this? So this is that bit. So that is the end of step 403. And then we've got those 2 that I built up. And then we've got, there we go, we're back on track now. Look at that. Simple, simple, simple. Rich, how are we? How is everything? Are we okay? What's your thoughts on the... here we go. People are moving in on the poll now. So we have got, set of the year. To be fair, what I've tried to do is actually put some of the sets that are on back order. Now, Batman Arkham Asylum and Jack Sparrow is both on big back orders. I was tempted to put the Gingerbread 8080 in there, but I thought, well, actually, what I do is I put all of the newer stuff on. But what I was quite surprised about is that the Goonies did not sell out because it's not on back order. So all of those people that were saying that they were going to get it, did they? Or did they wait until... Are they going to wait for double points? How is it going to work? You're working away. Not fun. Not fun. Yeah, luckily I'm off now until Monday. So I can just tuck into this. Like I said, I went on a really awkward live stream time, but we are going to be chopping between all of the different sets that are in the poll, seeing what's what with regards to everything. Because I will get the Batman up actually. I think the only thing that might let the Batman down for people is obviously it comes with about a gazillion stickers. That's the thing. But if I just type in Batman rather than Arkham, because I can't spell Arkham, you put the stickers to the one side. I've not seen that built in person, but for me, it would have been nice if they actually added in the non-white torsos, so that it could have been used in other scenarios. But there's a lot of minifigures in that lineup. It does come with a lot of them. So the one that is missing is obviously Two-Face, but Two-Face is in the other set anyway, so you can get him. So for the price of this one, and the fact it is on back order, I think it is in the running, and it deserves to be in the poll, because obviously, like I said, it's on that back order. But the Goonies are really surprised that it didn't even go on back order at all. I don't know if it's sold out in stores or what's going on. So I can imagine on the Insiders weekend, which is obviously going to be rolling around much sooner than later, that week. This time next week, it's the Insiders weekend, and the weekend after that. No, 2 weeks of the Insiders. Then the week after that's Black Friday, isn't it? It's the 28th is the Black Friday, and of course Star Trek. So I would think anything that's on back order now that hasn't got the clearance date before the Insiders weekend, you're not going to get before Christmas if you don't order it quickly at midnight, because like that gingerbread 8080, I think that will be very, very difficult to get as a Christmas build unless you go into store, because that's been on back order for ages. I've seen bits and pieces in America with regards to a lot of their stuff is obviously on back order. And potentially now with issues with the flights and things, I mean, I don't think they matters too much because they've probably already got their Christmas stock already in the country. But if they did need to top up any of the sets, well, they might be in I don't know if it's affecting commercial or if it's just commercial rather than actual business. But yeah, we will see. But hello to everybody that is popping in. Thanks to everybody that's taking part in the poll as well. Like I said, we're going to be going through all of these sets as I'm just plodding along and building. The face print of all of these at the bottom look great. They do look very, very good. but I just wish they had the actual torso. I mean, the Joker we've had a million times. He could be in, he could be in white. Been interesting to see where they would have put the Penguin in, and Bane and Scarecrow and everybody else. But yeah, I'm sure they've used the same torsos of the guards as what they had ages ago. But yeah, if you're a fan of that one and you've got it, let me know what it's like as an actual build, because it's another inverted corner. That's the Easter egg that everybody is eager on. Is that going to be next year's set? Because I was having a good discussion with Jay with regards to how the films are going to be coming out this year for Marvel, and if they are going to do that in this scale, they're going to have to do a double whammy with Marvel as well, because obviously the Marvel film's coming out this time next year. So all of the properties for that will be ramping up, obviously the toy line, because it's going to be a huge thing. And I think the following year, the next one comes out. So that'll be a double hit for Marvel. So I'm hoping, I was hoping that we're just going to get one detailed set a year, but we might have to get one for Marvel and one for DC next year, because they are going to be going up against each other, because you've got the films that are going to be coming out. And if they're going to do a big building with the film, because as they made it very, very clear in the live stream yesterday with regards to their minifigure selection, it's not always down to them when it comes to an IP, which I thought they would have had maybe a little bit more free reign on with regards to those different bits and pieces. But clearly, they were thrilled and over the moon that they had to add in Wesley. The fact that they got told they had to add Wesley in, and I think they would have just added anybody else in bar her. And I've potentially got the same impression with the Whoopi Goldberg character as well. But she is in the longevity of the films, so kind of see why. But if you have seen the like the little trailer thing that they put up on their own Instagram page, she was always a special guest. She was never really part of the main. Well, she was never part of the main crew. So they really could have done O'Brien or Brian, and how you're supposed to say his surname, and then of course Natasha. So those two easily could have been in instead of those two. Or probably put Natasha in the giveaway, to be fair. Put Q in instead of Whoopi Goldberg's character. Definitely would have put Q in over Whoopi Goldberg's character, and then that just leaves us with him. So yeah, let us know what you think with regards to all the bits and pieces. It's going to be interesting, because I think everybody said that the Jack Sparrow ship is just breathtakingly good. And of course, I think other people are waiting for that set to come in, because that currently is on. If you just type in black, it comes straight up. Look, so they've obviously got the key search there, but that's still on back order to the 18th of November, which I think is going to be very, very close to the Lego Insiders weekend. I think that's going to be very, very close. Now, good afternoon to John. How are we? Hopefully everything is good. Yeah, so I rewatched it. I don't know if you watched the video I put up last night, but I rewatched all the bits and pieces with regards to them, and they basically said that Paramount was the reason why they put in the little turd, but I wouldn't have put in the Whoopi character either. I would have definitely had Q in instead of her. She's used, but I think as an actual kind of character, I think it would have been better with Q, especially when you meet him beforehand. So yeah, with regard, just from a character perspective, not with regards to a personal perspective, it's just, I think the Q's character is probably more important. And I am almost sure, if I remember rightly, that Q gets involved to try and help them when everything goes wrong with the the warp engines, and they go absolutely torpedoing like a gazillion miles. And that is the start of the Easter egg to the Borg, which happens probably 3, maybe 4 years later. So that sets all of that up. But no, and the actor that plays Q, I think, is fantastic as well. So But I think the characters look good. I think the minifigures look good. And as we were saying yesterday, well, let's be honest, that giveaway purchase is outrageous. So that's why I thought, I wonder what set people are thinking are best, because you've got a very, very good pirate ship with a rubbish giveaway. So not rubbish, but different. So you don't need, you could have got this on double points. Of course, get it day one if you want to, but proofs in the pudding that the fact that this is on a big, big back order. And don't forget, this is the UK. So if you are watching further afield, just let us know what your local website is saying. But if I've got my dates right, I am sure the 18th of November is very, very close to the Insiders weekend, which is the weekend before Black Friday. So if this is already on back order and then it's going to have double points on the Insiders weekend, potentially, it will skyrocket. And this has done exactly what this did last Friday. So everybody that's coming in now, thank you very much indeed. I've basically been waffling to myself for about the first 15, 20 minutes, because on a Friday, I think I go on too early. So I've managed to get quite a bit built. And now we can start looking at all the different sets and everything as we go through. The votes are now starting to come in properly. And it's now a 3-horse race between Star Trek. The Goonies has now got a little bit of love, and Captain Jack Sparrow. So out of all of those, it's going to be the Goonies that isn't on back order until probably double points now. And I would imagine the Starship Enterprise, because everybody's going to want it for a Christmas build, they're probably going to order that very, very quickly, I think. But at the moment, this is the set that is winning. So I'll keep this up on the screen. It's $2.99. It's item number 10365. 8 minifigures, which do look smart. The prints on these do look good as well. But the actual scale and size of the boat is also very impressive. There's a sort of, some people love it, some people hate it with regards to the stand, but they give you the option, so it's okay. But the actual scale of this thing, it looks enormous. And yeah, I think if you are a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean and you wanted, well, a Jack Sparrow character after all of the nonsense that happened over this year, last year, all of that, where you thought, well, never ever would we be getting another Pirates of the Caribbean or anything like that. And then, lo and behold, here we are, and we are away. So yeah, it's always nice to see. And John says, yeah, Q would have been great. Yeah, I think as a trade-off, I would have put Q in for Whoopi, and then I would have binned off the little turd, because he is obviously just from, that's him as his younger years, rather than him being in the cadet later on, where he gets even more annoying, because obviously they boot him out of the show, basically, don't they? So I think that's why the designers didn't really want him as a minifigure. And I would have put in the energized bloke, which is O'Brien. I always get his name. I can't say his name properly. I think it's O'Brien. And that's O'Brien is the one that has the wife in the greenhouse. So and obviously that greenhouse is added to that set. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is going through it. But yeah, I think that's going to do well, and it's a good end anyway. It's a good end to the year. There's nothing else that's coming out to buy. It's now just going to be a case of wait and see what happens with regards to the next sets. Very, very positive for the price to part ratio Ninjago. So fingers crossed that is how that's going to be, and they are going to go for that. And from sort of different things that I've read online, people seem to be quite happy that they have gone back to kind of back to their roots with regards to the demographic that they're aiming for, with the smaller, cheaper sets going back to the children, which is great, but still packing them in with really, really nice figures. So let's hope that continues as well. As I am looking for yet another piece that I have knocked off. Brilliant. Yeah, so don't be surprised. So John says, don't be surprised if all of the top sets are on back order or even exempt. Well, it depends. So we were trying to work this out last time, John. I don't know if you're here for the live stream. I cannot remember if the Lego Insiders weekend included IPs. So there is a very, very good potential that every single thing, because obviously the Star Trek won't be, anyway, because that'd be for Black Friday. So the Black Friday is something completely different. They just had big. So I can't remember if it was Black Friday where they had the big sales and then double points on certain sets. And I can't remember also the Insiders weekend was everything that was Lego Group's own, and it wasn't Marvel, wasn't DC, and all those other little bits and pieces. So you have got a very, very good point. Yeah, very good. Yeah, very true. So there we go. So John says that O'Brien did more Star Trek shows than anyone else except Wolf, because he was in everything. And I do believe his character did carry on onto a next TV show as well. So he was in the next lot in that. So yeah, that is a very, very good. That is a very, very good point with that. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that over a period of time, and we'll know soon enough with regards to everything else that's going on, just how quickly we are going to be getting all the announcements. So yeah, with regards to the Insiders, if this goes in double points on the Insiders weekend, and like I said, I cannot remember, because it won't be in double points on Black Friday. They just won't do that. It will just be big. It'll be selective stuff and big sale stuff. That's the difference between the two. But if this set is in a sale, if this set is double points on Black Friday, you will, unless you order it straight away, I think you'll be struggling to get it for Christmas, because the back order has been huge since the last double points. In fact, I think this has been on back order since it's come out. So it's one of those sets that people really want to get hold of. And yeah, I think that's a pretty impressive thing when you know just how popular something is, when something is like that. So yeah, fingers crossed. If you are wanting to get it, you can pick it up before you have a little bit of problem. Yeah. So John says they usually cherry pick what sets are either going to be on ×2 or 4 points. Yeah. So you were really lucky. So the Americans and Canadians last year, you got like ×4 points. We have never ever had that. We didn't even have that on. We've never had it on the Black Friday. I remember a few years back finding out that in the deals you got like ×2 or ×4 points and sale on like the Loop roller coaster and all these huge sets, and we had literally nothing. So the big sets that were on either more points or in the sale was the Harry Potter train. We had the 8080 that sold out in about 10 minutes. Then we had the Ninjago set, and there's probably a couple more, and that was in the Black Friday time. But it was amazing to see what you guys got over the other side of the pond with regards to that, because you definitely got the better end of the stick on it. So when it comes to deals, and Trickle Bricks said the same thing, we always see your stuff and go, like even like the stuff that has been in a sale recently, you've had a lot more stuff on a sale than we have for different bits and pieces. So you're lucky. You're lucky with that retrospect. Now, what I'm not lucky with is I have clearly knocked something on the floor while I've been talking, and I need to find the piece. So either it's in here, and I picked it up before we started and I knocked it off last time, or it's buried and it's somewhere else. So entertain yourselves. There's Sugar Bricks. Talking of which, so Sugar Bricks have the equivalent of 10% off every S. So we were saying this that Smith's now has a huge sale on. So let's go over to that. We did give them a little bit of love the other day, where it's £5 per 50 spent. So if you are looking at Google or the Falcon or anything, a website, you go on to Lego. There we go. That is what they've got. So you get £20 off every £200 spent, blah, 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 blah. And it's in until the 10th of November. So that is a very, very good deal for anybody that's in the UK. That's probably the best that you're ever going to get, because not only have you got this deal running, you've also got sets. So if you go to the adult set, for example, and you come The one thing I don't like, the one thing I don't like is the new set layout. So they've got the Falcon in a proper sale, like it should be, not the stupid price that's on the Lego website. But on the sale price, you also save the money as well. So that's impressive because they're all included. So it's under the Lego offer. You can see, and it's like that for everything. Anything that they've got, they haven't done this sort of sale for a long time. So yeah, in the UK, that is a very, very good sale. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're right, John. So yeah, so because Lego never did sale stuff ever until, if I remember, last year was their first sale that they did, and now they are doing ×4 points at certain times. But yeah, we never had ×4 points in the UK. Not that I can remember. Tricklebricks might remember something, but we've heard this that you Americans really do, and Canadians and everybody else get some seriously good offers at times, and we're sat here going, we've got full price on that. We don't have an offer whatsoever. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how all that stuff unfolds and just what happens. But yes, at the moment, this one is still on back order, and is it still winning the poll? It's getting closer. It's getting closer. So what's starting to? I was going to say, is it starting to get caught up? No. Everybody else now just quickly voted on it, and the pirate ship is shot back up again. Yeah, I remember your big sort of ×4 points. Ooh, I see a comment from Tricklebricks. I'm thinking of getting the Temple of Tournaments. Well, that, honestly, this is the one that I've been going on about for a while, is a good shout. I've just decided to open up a new tab. I didn't want to do that. So shut that one down. Keep that one going. So we are here. Focus on what I'm doing. Ninjago. You can't go wrong with that at all. Not for that price. So that's what it is on here. This will be on double points soon enough, but those double points will not make up for the bits that's lost. You put this on some blue base plates. This is extremely important set, and it's the place that they're at the longest. It's like maybe 4 episodes. And I was telling Jay that this is basically Mortal Kombat. That's what this is. That's all that. That's the best way I can describe it. Apart from they don't kill them off, they literally kill their power off if you lose, and they don't get it back until the end of the tournament. So that is a very, very good shout with regards to a set for that price point in that price range. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with it, to be fair. I think it's a very, very good price. I will be doing a little bit of research on different bits and pieces, but I think you've got to think of, what do you prefer? Do you want this with the giveaway? Do you want the other thing? If you're going to get one set, what is it you're going to go for? That's the thing. It's one of those, isn't it? It all adds up. It just gets more and more and more expensive as it goes. And then, yeah, it's just food for thought with regards to what it is you're going to do. Now, I need to focus on finding this piece. I've got plenty of that colour, but have I got that one? No, I don't want to pull this out again. I've literally just picked up all the pieces. Can I steal it or something else? That would be good. What can I steal it from? Can I steal it of anything else? Yo, and yo to everybody. How are we yoing? Hopefully everything's good. Edward, how are we? Good afternoon to you. What? Oh, it's all changing now. It's all changing up on that poll. So Star Trek starting to catch up the Jack Sparrow ship. It's going to be a tight one by the end. We will see how close it gets. And I've got to be honest, I'm still a big fan of that Batman set. And I think the Batman probably outdid the Goonies, potentially, with the fact that that is on back order and the other one isn't. Oh, is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Ta-da! Got it. Found it. It's fine. We're live. Oh, no. It's a 3-way. That's a 4-way. Oh, that'll teach me a lesson for showing off. That's those pieces. Oh, forget it. I'm going to put them on the floor. Not ideal. Not ideal. I'll find it as soon as the live stream finishes. That's a really annoying thing. Right, we're now going to the smaller bits. So can I see anything in here? Got another one of a 4. I just want a 3 version of that, please. Another 4. I'll take a 2 and a 1. I'll take a 2 right now. I'll take 3 1s. I don't really care. It's like in the right colour. Because it is a bit, annoyingly, that's on show, not hidden. Oh, unlucky, John. Unlucky, yeah, it's happening here as well. There's loads and loads of leaves falling. So, yeah, enjoy yourself. It'll be worth it in a couple of weeks once it's all calmed down. But, yeah, we're in the countryside over here. So, yeah, there's tons and tons of leaves falling all the time. So, Trucklebrick says he just walked in. Hello to everybody. So hopefully you've had a good... You were back at work, weren't you? So hopefully everything was good at work. That's what we want. We're happy with that. We'll go for a 2 and a 1. What a royal pain in the backside that is. And you can now see my floor again. That is the reason why. There's pieces falling off me, everything. Got random old school steering wheel and everything. So, right, we're back at it. That goes back on there. And that's what it was for. I bet you I'll finish all the pieces and it'll be underneath something after all of that, because that has happened multiple times before. Right, we can just carry on and plod on. But yeah, these bags really are big. It's not until you realise actually how far in the instruction booklet you get just on the 2 bags. Because we're now on step 414, page 288. So this is the last bag. Guy, hello, all the way from Australia. How are we? Oh, it's now a draw. That didn't take long. Star Trek and Captain Jack Sparrow is now a 2-horse race. So we will carry on. Well, we'll say we'll carry on. We'll get on to the minifigures on this, because I've just been bouncing between the sets that are basically winning. And now we're drawing. So this is actually the first time I've clicked on this in this live stream. So what do we think of this selection? Who would you trade? Who would you pick? Are we happy? And I've just read Tricklebricks is wet and muddy. I've been digging up for a new walk main on the... Oh, ouch. However, that's exciting. So can't go wrong with that. That is good. Keeps you nice and busy. But yeah, also with this weather, rough when it's outside like that. Yeah, I know that's not very happy. But I think there might be some rather excited people, I think, for the old Enterprise. And I know Jay yesterday was very, very stiff and erect, so I'm sure he's very, very excited. But yeah, so at the moment we are drawing on that. But who would we trade? What we do? What would we change? Are we happy with everybody that's there? I still think I would happily trade the last 2 on the right-hand side. If I could, I would. Everybody else I would keep. But at the same time, they did say that if this sells well, there might be others. And I am assuming the Easter egg is already there for the Warbird. And that is what the giveaway is all about. Just the way they were talking and speaking and saying everything else. Is this now going to be our new Black Friday 1-a-year release? Is it going to take the spot of the Marvel DC stuff? And if it sells well enough, because next year when the Marvel film comes out, the press release is already out by now. So I think that set might already be on potentially pre-order for I don't know if it'll be on for next year or not. How that when the film's coming out. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. So yeah, hopefully you guys and girls are happy with everything. Right, where are we? So it's those two, that bit, and now we're going over to here. Yeah, so I'm glad everybody is doing well and you're having a good time. Yeah, that it's going to be a tight poll. I think it is going to be a tight poll. We've had a couple more votes in. It's still as a draw. Yeah, I would. Yeah, like I said, I would I'll cut those two off, replace them with the two that I said at the very start of the stream, and everybody else I would keep. Not a problem whatsoever. But I think as an actual set, it looks great, and it is potentially far too close. It is possibly going to be one of the quickest sellers of the year. Maybe it's going to be maybe the Jack Sparrow Speed, where I think because it's not been available to order again, you've just had to wait. So Guy says they are logical choice, but I'd swap out Wesley Crusher for Q. Yeah, I said I would kick off Wesley Crusher and put in O'Brien, and then I would also kick off if I had to have like one celebrity appearance, I'd get rid of Whoopi Goldberg and put in Q. So that's the two that I would trade. But I think Q is more important than Whoopi's character. But obviously we know what happens over a long period of time with that kind of thing. But yeah, that was what I would do. And they made it very clear, and I'm glad they did, that they did not want to add Wesley Crusher. Paramount got involved, and so they wanted them to add Wesley Crusher. So they actually had no choice but to add him. And they made that crystal clear in the live stream. So yeah, none of them wanted him in. You could definitely tell that none of them wanted them in. And the fact that the word Paramount was used, well, you kind of know that they've had literally no choice whatsoever. So they gave us who they wanted and who they had to at the same time, from what I can gather. So what is this contraption? Well, yeah, I was trying to keep it. I was trying to sort of keep it to the point of where I just preferred, if I just had to replace a celebrity appearance, even just keeping it to the 90s, I would have just put Q as a character. But now, in this modern day and age, I'm amazed that they did actually add her with all the controversy. But that is personal stuff to the side about that kind of thing. But yeah, I think Q would have made a solid choice as a character. I think that would have been a really good thing. So, but yeah, as you can see, it's a really nice size, great scale, everything else. They've obviously had to add in characters, because what I found quite interesting with their live streams that they gave huge amount of detail of everybody up until the Crusher 2. So they basically moved on very quickly from Bev, who was a great character, I think, and she looks fantastic in minifigure form, because they were all kind of a bit annoyed that Wesley was there. So I think the only one that they didn't want to add would have been Wesley, and we possibly would have got maybe 2 guest appearances instead. So it potentially would have been, because they said they would have put in Q first, and then it would have been O'Brien, and then Natasha would have been their third choice. So they actually mentioned all 3 of those names. And I kind of agree with that order, to be fair, even though O'Brien was in, as we've already found out, in basically he was used the most. If you had to have one or the other as a special guest one or O'Brien, yeah. So we've got the best of a good scenario, I think, is what we can say. And if they are going to give us more, and it is going to happen in the future, then if you are going to get this day one, get it, promote it. And then if they're going to, because I have a feeling with the way that they were talking, this is very much a case of they might have something in the pipeline, a bit like what they did with the Rivendell. And if it sells well, they've got it ready. That's kind of the impression I got as they started to talk a little bit more sort of businessy talk, which I kind of really appreciated, all that kind of thing. I know they tried to keep it light-hearted and everything else at times, but it is always nice to know that, well, it's not actually our fault. It's not the Lego company's fault, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that was kind of quite nice to hear. And it is quite nice that they were very honest with that. Where is this going? All right, so I figure out what bit that was. You can see it's just technic on technic on technic. And if you get a pinhole in the wrong place, you are in trouble. And what have I gone and done? Got a pinhole, I think. No, that's not in the wrong place. Is it in the wrong place? Let's have a look. Oh, come on. I can't be in the wrong place. I can't put it in any other way. Or could I have? You're supposed to be at the front. I think that's how it's supposed to go. There we go. Idiot. Absolute idiot. So Guy says O'Brien was one of my favorite characters. Yeah. So he was an important one. So it's still neck and neck at the moment for Trek and Captain Jack. So yeah, I think it's a great looking thing. Angles, like everything else, going to make a massive important difference. Obviously now learning about all the special bits that they've put in and everything else. So I think that's one of the better photos. I think that looked great. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys and girls are happy with this. And by the sounds of it, there's going to be lots of people that will be getting this day one. And for some, this also might be the last set that you get for a while. So good scale, good size, good everything. Oh, that is still lovely and cold, which is nice. So yeah, hopefully you've all had a good week and you're not going to be working too hard. Hopefully, Guy, you actually will get 5 minutes to yourself this weekend as well, with regards to all the amount of work that you do. Don't forget, get your shop in the chat so people can find out where you are. But yeah, there's no new announcements yet. There has been a leak, I think, by mistake from the actual Lego's own press about the new botanical garden sets that are coming out. And I actually saw that a while back, and I was quite surprised that it was only the tulip that was there. But there's now pictures of all of them, which are already widely available. And I think that was Lego's own mistake. And they kind of leaked their own stuff. So, yeah, with regards to all of those sets, I still think this is a strong one. So if you are an Ninjago fan, this is where we were tucking into to start with. So Guy says, I've closed my store for a week because all my drawers are overflowing. I want to build a custom drawer system for my minifigures. Fantastic. Yeah, so just utilize your time as best you can. At the moment, just have all of them in big boxes. It takes so long to find them and people order them. Yeah. So yeah, you can mix and match them up now. You can get into a much better system, and then you'll be well away for it. Oh, right, we're back to Captain Jack. Right, we're moving back over. So this is the one that is currently winning. And you can see, said it before, back order does look great. And I do like, actually, the little rowing boat. That, I'll probably do that, actually. That will probably be my display. Slightly angled, just like that, with the rowing boat out to the side. I think that's how I'd end up displaying that. If I ever did pick that one up. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get anything else this year. If I get anything else this year, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know whether to get a modern set to finish the year off, get something that's going to be discontinued to finish the year off. I really don't know. But I am going to potentially need something because this is actually my last build. I know Jay's very kindly donated, or he's going to donate some bits and pieces that he doesn't want to build. So if not, I can carry on doing this and go for it. But Yeah, this is the actual poll itself. I've actually tried to do as a way of, I know people like the Goonies and they were a fan of the Goonies set, but I'm surprised nobody's voted for Arkham when that has been on back order for so long, as has this. And then I think the Enterprise is just gonna, well, going to be very, 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 very difficult to get, I think. So yeah, it'd be an interesting thing, I think, with regards to what's going to unfold over the next 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks until Black Friday, isn't it? So yeah, because we've got this the 14th, 21st, 28th. Check that out for quick maths. I've got to add in a shaft, a sleeve, and some string. This is getting a little bit weird and wonderful now. What's all this for? I've got another hole on the other side that I'm assuming I've got to ram something in. Oh, that's what that's for. Okay. Trickle Brick says, I voted for the pearl on the poll. Almost perfect in terms of build, function, display, and minifigures. I think the Goonies set has the best minifigures overall, but I prefer the Black Pearl. There we go. That's why. That's it. I think it's going to be a tough decider, because would you put the Goonie minifigures over everything else? I think the Batman, as we were saying, looking at them before, Batman minifigures are great, but what lets the figures down, they're all in orange. If they were all in non-orange uniforms and they had their actual character ones, I think it might be a bit of a different discussion then. Guy says, I'm just so surprised I got the Star Trek license. I've always told Lego can't get it, too expensive or something. Well, Mega had it for a while, and somebody else had it before that. So they just, and obviously these licenses are long, but Mega also had the Pokemon license. So it looks like Mega themselves have changed their business strategy. They're going for Hot Wheel cars and Barbie and G.I. Joe and sticking to their own, because they're Mattel. So they're from the Mattel group. So they're sticking to their own thing. And it seems to be that Lego has swooped in and picked up Star Trek from them, and also Pokemon. So Sugar Bricks says, I think the Goonies are the best minifigures. Agree about the Arkham. Yeah, it's a shame. I think it would have been a completely different conversation if they were all in their normal attire, because the amount of minifigures you get from the Arkham set is the most. But they are obviously different heads, but they are obviously all in the orange suits. So I think that not so much upsets people, but I can see how it would affect people's thinking with regards to, those kind of things. Right, not is needed. Never can do these properly because, funny enough, I can't grip properly on my left side. Get on. Got it? No, missed it. But we could be about a week with me doing this, by the way. So let's have a look at another photo. But yeah, I think just that as an actual photo looks great. And I was saying, actually, they have started to add in more minifigures, more photos, because this is also at 21. And I do like the fact that you've got the different bits and pieces that are removable as so. So yeah, I think it does look rather good. But with the giveaway and everything else, I wasn't really. To be fair with that franchise, I don't know what they could have done, like they've done with the Star Trek giveaway, to make it like it's a very important character. I'm sure that you guys would know of somebody, but I can't think of anybody. Right, we are detangling the string. Didn't realize there's a hook in this set. That's gone forever. I didn't realize there's a hook in this. I'm not even looking at you guys. So Guy says, I love the sloth. Yeah, he's a good-looking minifigure. I agree with that. We'll have a look at those figures in a second. Sometimes the set just blows me away on first sight. And the Pearl did that. Not taking anything away from the others, but Trickle Brick's got blown by the Pearl and wants it. Well, got it. You got it, haven't you? Has yours arrived? Did you get the Pearl, or was it the Goonies? I can't remember the order you wanted the bits and pieces in. I'm assuming you got the Pearl. The Goonies has just arrived. You're waiting for this thing to go on double points, and you want the Star Trek. Because the Goonies... We'll get the Goonies on the screen now, because we haven't actually put this on yet, I don't think. Goon. There it is. So this is the one that didn't go on back order. Not yet. It's only got 4 rating, and I wonder if they got the sets coming out slowly, or if people just they're saving it for a Christmas build, or I don't know. But yeah, that is the figures that are in question from that set. Ah, nice. So Sugar Brick's got both the Pearl and the Goonies. Correct on everything else I've said, which makes a difference because normally I am absolutely miles off. Right, this is going to go wrong because I've now got to add this, I'm assuming, through this. And then do I have to make another knot? Probably. This is far too technical for me. We don't do things like this here. Here's the concentration. I can just hear the fan on the laptop and the rain on the roof. I slide it in there. Go on. Get in there. We're going. Got it. Happy days. Look at that. I made a knot and everything. I did a thing. Guy says, I want Lego to make a... Yeah, so we were... This is the big topic of conversation that we were... Well, I say big. It's a big topic of conversation. But there is supposed to be rumours that there are Easter eggs within this set. Now, technically, the bridge for this set is that bit right on top. That's what they're classing the bridge as. And they have added in also the yacht for Picard that you actually never used in the TV show itself. And they've also added that underneath the ship, which is that sort of eyeball looking thing. So they have tried to do something, but I wonder if, and a big if, there is a little bit of an Easter egg, because they said that what the designers, the lady and the gentleman, I didn't actually even catch their names. The lady said that her favorite bit was the Easter egg that you have to build and it's hidden, and she didn't say what it was. So I'm assuming there is something related around that, because they made quite a big deal out of that and they didn't want to give it away. So do they have a small bridge underneath it in like a micro scale? Do they have it just as the single studs? We will soon find out, I'm assuming, in a day or two's time, when everybody's that's already built it, given it, will actually then show it off. But is there going to be is there a micro scale thing underneath? I don't think that panel, because there's no way that panel comes off this bit here, because of obviously how it all is. So it's not like you can remove anything, otherwise they would have done it on the live stream and basically shown everything off. But there is a very, very good option that they could do a diorama bridge from the original show, where they have got the missing characters and they've also got everybody else in the different colored suits. Because if you think in all these figures that we're getting on here, they've given us the longevity versions, haven't they? So we have got number 1 with a beard, where obviously he doesn't actually have a beard in the first season. Then you have got, he's in a different color. He's in a different color in the first season. She just wears loads of different outfits anyway, so she can be in a different outfit. But they could literally just use the same torso and pop the heads off and then just take his beard off. And then they can give us Natasha and put her in the diorama of the original crew if they wanted to. So yeah, there's quite a bit that they could do with. There is quite a bit that they could do with those, and I'm sure people would like to tuck in. Now we've got to be back to 50-50, or is it? No, we've had another vote for the Goonies, I think. So it's literally a 3-horse race now. Goonies is going to be a struggle for people to get enough votes in for that, I think. There are plenty of people in, but not the votes haven't been coming in this evening. I think it's on a bit of a slow go and a bit of a delay to start with, and then all of a sudden we've got quite a few in. But we're on page 295, step 424. So we're tucking through this quite nicely, and yeah, we'll just keep plodding on. I'll probably do another live stream on Sunday if I don't have time to do one tomorrow. But we'll see how it goes. But the Sunday won't be a longer one, because it just seems to be everybody that's in the chat, I think you all found me on the Sunday. So I think Sunday is a day it likes for me. Sticker 67, I can't do that because I don't have the sticker sheet for. So we will just pretend that sticker does not exist. You did not see me not add that sticker on. And we will continue like everything is normal. And has anybody, as we're just talking about Star Trek at the moment, see you later, Chocolate Bricks. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Has anybody seen the newer Star Trek films? Because I think they are very, very strong, to be fair. And there's also potential of stuff that they could actually do in Lego form for that, and all the other little bits and pieces. So, yeah, this is a good-looking thing. Yeah, happy with that. So I think all of you guys and girls are as well. So we'll jump back to the Lego website in a couple of minutes if people are letting me know what they're building and what they're doing, because now you can see that a little bit bigger of what's actually been done as I've been yapping and chatting. With regards to this, not that it's important because it's only me just putting some pieces together slowly, but gives you the opportunity just to see it quickly, and then we can carry on and plod on. But it's be interesting to see actually how the build compares for the new Star Trek compared to the Death Star, because the curvature that they've used on both, especially for that, is so sturdy. But I think the dish is going to be very sturdy as well. So Guy says, yes, I have all the Star Trek and TV and movies and Blu-ray. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. So do you think the Warbird is the next set that's going to be coming? Did you see the Easter egg on that one? Hang on. Did you see the egg on that one? Where it is, Star Trek. Thank you everybody for that, starting to like the video, because YouTube likes that kind of nonsense. So, and it likes it when you leave a comment after the video goes live as well. So if you've got time just to say hello, do so. Yeah, this. So this has got the detail on the inside, but where is it? Is that in the box? Yeah, because they mentioned it in the live stream as well. And they were going on about what episode and what season it was from, and it's the only one that I found, and I was quite actually chuffed that I actually figured it out before they got to that part of where it was. But there's a Romulan warship on the screen, and the name of the ship I didn't realize was it the first Asian in space? I didn't believe, and I didn't even know that that's what they did that for. Noah, how are we? So Noah prefers the Goonies. So Noah is a Goonie voter. So it's going to be a 3-horse race. And yeah, of course it is. So we've got Enterprise is now 33. Goonies is 22. And Captain Jack Sparrow's ship, Black Pearl, is 44. So it's going to be close. It's going to be close. We'll see how it unfolds over the time frame. But yeah, that is the little Easter egg that they put in on that. You've got all the detailing and things. Obviously, this bit packed of stickers, whereas the other one has got lots and lots and lots of prints on. But they did do the stickers that well. I think a lot of people didn't think to start with that there was stickers in it. So the designer did say that he spent the budget where he thought was best to spend it with regards to where the prints are going to be, where the tiles are going to be. I did really like how honest the designers were with regards to the constraints that they had. And it's quite refreshing to actually hear it, and you kind of understand it a little bit more, rather than just having this whole doing everything blind and getting annoyed by it. I would listen to those live streams a little bit longer if they did it for other sets as well. But it does seem to be that they only do it on a Black Friday. And I was quite surprised that this time they just spoke about the Star Trek ship. They didn't actually talk about any other set that is coming out at all. So this set is the little giveaway from the new Star Trek. So the new Star Trek has now officially been announced. It does look very, very good, but this is the giveaway. And they still haven't yet added, so you can see how smart that box looks. They still haven't yet added the price of what that is, because normally they do. So the fact that they haven't done it yet, and of course it comes with an exclusive figure, which they kept going on about and made it very, very, very clear that it was the exclusive one. So I don't think that'll be on the list ever for them to do again. And if they did do any other, I got the impression that if they started to do other ships, we would get different characters. That's the impression I got. Yeah, very true. Yeah, the Klinenberger Prey, and of course the Borg ship, which I would love. Picard as a Borg, as a minifigure, would just be outrageous. So the nice thing is, with this next generation, we've just named 3 villain ships. That that's 3 ships that we've just named that could be for the next 3 years. So they could do the next, they could do the next generation for 4 ships, and then they could go all the way to the 60s version and then redo the Enterprise as the 60s version. So they have got the longevity they wanted for at least five years. Then you start thinking of all the other villainous ships that they could do. So yeah, there's loads. So you've got the Cube, which it would look amazing though. That's the thing. It's like the detailing on the outside of that would, I think, if they did it properly, be very, very close to the big UCS Falcon with regards to detail, because of all of those small elements that they would use, they could make that really clean. I think it would look great. But yeah, you got the Klingon, which again, if they did the Klingon one, that would then give us some more Klingons. You have then got the opportunity of some of these missing characters for the away team. And of course, then you've got O'Brien and other people that they could then get in and add. So yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting. And Guy says that is a giveaway I would never sell. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, the only people that would sell the giveaway are those people that are parting it out and more than likely have bought more than one. Because I don't. Well, I don't know, really. I mean, there is. It goes through Arsene first. There's new exclusive pieces on this. So obviously, from a brick shop perspective, if people are after these new exclusive pieces, then potentially this would be the set that people want to get. Fun fact on Lego City. Oh, here we go. It does. Yes, I know what one you're saying, Noah, and let's check that out. So that is set number 60368. 60368. That is a very, very good point. That's the wrong. Is that the wrong one? Is that the right one? 60368. Is that what we said? Yes. It does on the box. Oh, there you go. Look. That is a very, very good spot, because normally it says it does not float. So it actually has a floatable hull. And that is a big thing to float as well. So, yeah. If you got it, it looks great. I have got all of the older Arctic stuff, which I am very, very happy with. Go back to Batman to give that a little bit of love. But yeah, that is a very, very good. That is a very, very good call on that one, because it's nice that people are spotting these bits and pieces that they are adding on the artwork. And this is the one so far that I'm amazed that has not yet got any votes. I don't know why, but I can't say. I haven't seen it in person, but I would like to think that it's doing well because it's on back order. So we'll leave it at that for now. We'll keep it at that picture. Yep, search set. Yep, just had a quick look. But yeah, it does. It looks great. The boat floats and it works. So if you want me to have a look at the minifigures and things, I can jump back on and I can have a quick look in a second. That is not a problem. That way. Not a problem at all. I can do that. Where does this sit? Oh, it clips in. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. The detailing. That push over. There we go. Now we're in. We've got the pin in. So yeah, I can search it again if you need me to, Noah, and we can have another look. But I'm amazed that this hasn't got any votes yet. I mean, you know, granted it's packed of stickers, but it is what it is. Great minifigure selection, but maybe you can see why. But it's on a back order, so yeah, it's always interesting to see if that is going to be back in stock and available for people to get as for a obviously a Christmas present if you wanted to get it for yourself. I'm sure, let's be honest, we all like to try and get ourselves a little something for Christmas just to make ourselves a little bit better and not so depressed over a Christmas period. I know I have done that plenty of times. And I've left it in the shipper box and then opened it up on Christmas Day. So, Guy with the flex says, I brought 2 Jack Sparrow pirate ships and sold the giveaway. The Compass. Wow. So you paid $412 each instead of the original retail price of $550, and I've already parted them out. So the fact that you sold the giveaway for $138 is amazing. See, the giveaways go for huge money. Huge money. People just want them as a collector's piece. Some people keep them mint in box. Some people don't even want the set sometimes. So, yeah, I can see why it's good from a Lego store perspective to get the giveaway to sell. But then obviously if you're going to... So with your, obviously, business, are you going to get 2 enterprises? And are you going to part one out and actually build one for yourself? Or are you literally just going to get one because the parts aren't great enough to part out and then you're just going to build it and not sell the giveaway? Because it's got to be quite hard when you do it as a hobby, but also as a business, when the right time is to get something for yourself and when the right time is to actually make some money, unless you do just buy 2 every single time. Because I'm assuming, yeah, so when you say you parted them out, so you've obviously sold both, you parted out both of those ships. So Noah says, yeah, that's that set is one of thousands the show has in that set. Oh. Fair enough. No, it's interesting that not a lot of people noticed when the newer Lego City things came in. They actually upgraded quite a few little bits and pieces, and that was one of the holes that they did do, because I do believe, for whatever reason, the Lego City stuff over in the States took a long time to come out compared to the UK. So we got all of the construction stuff like 2 months earlier, and all that kind of stuff. So Guy says, I'm saving all this month to buy as many Lego sets for me. It's the most excited I've been for a set. Well, that, Guy, is really nice to hear. So the fact that you've been working really hard and having to buy these sets to part them out, you've now got a set that you can enjoy and have fun with. So fingers crossed, you can get on it and crack on. TGN is by far my favorite TV show ever. Yeah, so yeah, the Next Generation is, it is good. Yeah, I agree with that. I literally binge watched. I put an episode on a night. Was it last year? And just binge watched every single one from the beginning. But the annoying thing is that films aren't on the same streaming service. So if I want to watch the films again, they are on YouTube for free. So that's something potentially I could put on and watch. But no, it's nice that somebody's really happy with that, and I think a lot of people were hoping for that sort of standard of set. And we were saying, granted, there is the choice of, you wanted the original set, you've got the option of a Playmobil from way back when, but that was much more expensive when it first came out. And now obviously it's not so much. I'm going to have to stand up for this. I can't actually see what I'm doing. I cannot see for looking. Where does that go? That goes... That does go there. Where? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is really, really bizarre. I cannot see. Well, that mathematically doesn't work, because if you want to check out for yourself, on page 300, step 432, you have got 3 studs in length, and then you add on 4 studs. But those 4 studs are not supposed to overhang. Oh, that'd be it then. Ignore that. Ignore that. Still couldn't see it properly in the instruction booklet, but I figured it out. Aren't I clever? Figured it out. Right, that bit goes over. And then that matches up with the other one. So Guy says, I usually only build cheaper sets, but I'm definitely building the Enterprise. You've got to. If it's something that you want and you just want one... no, is the signal not very good? Hang on. Let me see if I can do something. I don't think it's my end. I've got good signal. So I don't know why it's... laggy. I'm not too sure. Hopefully. If you leave and come back, maybe it might reset itself. But we're still tying for the poll as well. So the votes are still coming in on the poll, as I am now adding in decorative pieces up at the top. Oh, actually, he's quite surprised actually how tall this has got and how quickly it's got this tall. But I suppose the question is, and this is a question to you, Guy, because obviously you are... Oh, there we go. That's fine. So, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, sometimes it jumps out and comes back in. So I wonder if I was to get one more set, do I get the Falcon that's retiring, or do I get the Enterprise with the giveaway? Especially if I've only got Spaceflight 1 and you looked at it from that point of view. Which is it? Which is it? So so Noah says, I heard that Lego made new Lego Halloween. Wow, you're not wrong with that. So they did make some new 3-in-1 Lego creator sets. Noah, goodbye. Not a problem. We'll talk about the Halloween stuff when you're back in next, because yes, they did do some nice 3-in-1 sets, which were based on the Haunted Manor. So sorry, your signal is not very good. The weather is bad, though. We have got storms all over the place. Also, I know you're further afield, so you've probably got big storms coming in. We're due really bad weather later on. The Philippines is getting absolutely smashed as well by a typhoon. So it's not a great evening for weather. So, yeah, not ideal for anybody. But you take it easy, Noah, and I'm glad Guy is letting me know the signal's all right so far. Because I know with this software, I get jumpy when I share the screen, and on the other software, it's smooth. I don't know why it does that. It's not my end. I thought it was my end, and it's not. So, yeah, we'll just keep plodding on. We will just keep plodding on. Yeah, well, sorry, I meant the Razor Quest. Because the Razor Quest is being discontinued, and I don't know whether to go for Razor Quest or the Enterprise. And if I'm only going to get one, which one do I go? To be fair, it'll be the Enterprise over the Falcon, I think, over the Razor Quest. And I also don't know about the Falcon, because I think they might do another one in years to come, which might be detailed on the inside. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. So yeah, that's what I was getting at. Do I go for a last set of the year as a retired set, or do I go for the last set of the year, which is the most up-to-date set? But apparently the Razor Quest is outrageous as well. So That's it. Game over for that. That's that booklet gone. Well, that's exciting. I have got... Well, that's the bit I put up. So that's that bit. This bit, let's just backtrack this and see where this was supposed to go. It's happened quite a bit. I've had random pieces on this desk, and when I go back through the instruction booklet, they are not used. So where this bit's randomly appeared from, I don't think this bit was used. No, that we're going all the way back. God, there's a lot of pages for this section. The fact that we've done the first booklet, it's amazing. That's it, 18. So I've got that piece in my bag, and it's not in the instruction booklet. So which potentially means it might have fallen off the actual set itself, but it will be a handy piece. So it's a beautiful colour. So I will put that in the spare pieces bag and then use it when we need to. Put that on the table so it's easy accessible, and then we'll see. I'm sure it's going to come up and bite me. Tell you what, the votes are still going in, and the Star Trek and the Jack Sparrow is still drawing. So I keep looking at the number of votes of things, and it's literally one than the other. They're both neck and neck at the moment. So that is that booklet done. Not too bad. Let's take a look at instruction booklet number 2 and see what that is all about. Right, so I got a message from Jay making sure I'm all up to date with him, so that is good. What time is it? 6:30. Right, 6:30. So probably another half hour. Another half hour I'll be on for. So that'll get me set up for the next bag. The one thing I will say, and I've said this actually a fair few times, this is the worst instruction booklet I've seen up until this point for Ninjago. I'm happy with the colour. I just would have liked the language, or just a little bit of something from the TV show. Bearing in mind, this is the first set from the new TV show, and they gave you no write-up, no information, nothing. They could have promoted the bejesus out of that TV show if they wanted to, because the amount of people that would have got this on day one and not known it was from a new TV show, they could have sold it to their heart's content if they wanted to, but they didn't. So, right. So, here we go. Next base plate. Oh, dear. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. So this is telling me then that I have got bag 20 to 30 is now on a separate base plate. And then bag 31 to 33 is when they start going together. So in this booklet, I will be, I'm assuming. Yes. Yeah. So I've got 13 bags on this booklet. And I will, during this booklet, have to make room for a second base plate. But now, what I have the opportunity of doing, because obviously if you didn't realise this is on 2 full base plates, is this will live just there. And then we can carry on. Now, we have got, bearing in mind, this has got a lot of minifigures in it. We are up to 5, and that's it so far. For a build that is that big, we are up to 5. And then over the next 10 bags, we get 3 minifigures. And then the next 3 bags after that, we get 3 minifigures. So they've been a bit sparse with the minifigures to start with. I thought I'd been flooded with minifigures to start with, and they've slowed down. So hopefully they're actually going to speed up. So let me get the Lego website back up and running. This is for Jay's benefit, because I know he's a busy man right now. So if he ever watches this back, he might let me know. Because do we need this? I've just typed in Falcon, and it's come up with the, yeah. I don't want the Falcon, do I? I want the Razor Quest. There it is. That's it. Do I need this? question. And Guy says, I need to start cutting wood for my minifigure draw. It's 5:30 a.m. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Guy. I think I think your neighbours would be a bit miffed, to be fair. So I think you might just either have to start drinking some beer now to get you into the mood for your minifigure cabinet, or just have a rather large breakfast and maybe kick off at probably 8 o'clock in the morning is probably a reasonable time to start chomping up all those bits and pieces. I know you guys start work really early though, don't you, because of the heat? So I know that's a little bit different. But yeah, so my question to everybody, an hour and a half in, if I can only get one, do I get this or do I get the Enterprise? That is my question. What do I do? What do I do? Do I get this or do I get this? Well. What do I do? What do I need? Let me have a bite of this and then we'll carry on. Yeah, 8 a.m. is a law. Oh, fair enough. If you cut it really, really slowly and didn't make any noise, but then I would just kick things off at 8 a.m. So you've got a little bit of time to relax. You might be able to get yourself back into bed. Look at the size of that thing. That bag's massive. The bag 21. Not outrageous. Outrageous. So yeah, my question to everybody is, do I get the discontinuing Razor Quest or do I get this with a giveaway if I was to get either? Fair enough. Yes, because obviously now they're being discontinued, they'll get to that point of where they'll start getting valuable potentially, if it's a valuable set. Some people might not think it is. And the fact that it blows up, I don't know if people want that or not. Oh, I've got to get the flipping base plate out of the box, haven't I? Oh, is that not, have I actually been clever? I have been clever. I actually got the base plate ready. Check that out. I did a thing. Right. Oh, God. Technic piece is outrageous. So we are 436 steps in. And just again from probably the first 6-7 steps just on this booklet, there's more technique involved in this than there is in the desktop. Ouch. Oh, do you have the big UCS one or the smaller one? Yeah, because Bricknik, they'll start, because that's the thing, you've got to, with the UCS Star Wars sets, it's even with this massive thing here. The day it sold out on the Lego website, it doubled in value. But up until that point, they were really, really cheap in the secondhand market. And then all of a sudden, it just poof. So, and I have seen, going by the Australian Instagram Lego page, that you're losing the Avengers Tower this year as well, and some other sets, which I didn't think were retiring this year. So I don't know if the sets have come over to you late and then they're retiring early, because I thought it was supposed to be the Daily Bugle that was going this year. But yeah, that's news to me. All right, let's get this thing back on screen. That way you can't see the mistakes that I'm doing as quickly. There we go. We'll keep that on there for now and see what people think of this. Oh, Star Trek's actually gone down. So who's winning? No, it's still now 40-40. We're drawing still. We are still drawing on that. Right. So again, this is what I'm going to have to really think of and consider is when I have got the double base plates out. Got 2 base plates that will go there. I haven't got any room for the instruction booklet, and I can't do the instructions on. I could do the instructions online with you, but that might be a little bit boring with you seeing what I'm building. So we'll see. Guy was. Oh wait, I was looking at the normal one on my spreadsheet. I was going to say. I knew you were talking about the UCS one, but I wouldn't have imagined you'd have sold yours for $90. You would have got the Lego City scale one. So yeah, I would have thought you might have made a little bit more money than that. And if you sold the one for the $90, I don't know what that was new, to be honest. I don't know what you would have paid in Australian dollars for that. So obviously, if anybody is watching this back, because the chat is active and live, about 24 hours after, I think, we have got, at the moment, American dollars being spoken about, Australian dollars being spoken about. We have got krona being spoken about, and Great British pounds, and Filipino peso. So there's 5, maybe 6 currencies already that have been spoken about. So just be careful when you hear something, and either you think it's amazing value or you might think it's really expensive. It might not be in your currency. So just double check on your own website and just see what you will be paying for those different bits and pieces. Oh, there we go. Guy says, I do have the UCS one. I've actually never sold one. There we go. So if you hold on to that, at Christmas, that will skyrocket and you'll be away. Guy says, a normal one is $200. I get confused sometimes. I've been buying and selling hundreds of sets over the years. Yeah, that's it. So when you're into the buying and selling game and you've got 2 different, because in all fairness, both scales were out at the same time. So yeah, some of the normal size stuff, because obviously the Australian dollar, it sounds, well, it's still expensive, but some of those sets really weren't worth the money at all, and then some of them really were. So it's just one of those, isn't it? With regards to the other little bits and pieces. Get that photo on. Let's get that photo back up. And then, where's that photo? There. I think they've added 3 photos of the minifigures, which is nice. So, can't complain. They've done their best. I can lift that up. And zoom in and lift them up. A smidge. That's him. That's the one. There you go. You can have a look-see at that. How can I not find a piece that has literally come out of this bag? The bag's empty. Oh, don't. Oh, no, what? This is taking me forever. Look, it's right in front of you again. Got that bit over the top of it. It's always going to be there. So you never flip and find them. Right, I've got 4 chunky grey to find. There, no. That's a 3. So according to the spreadsheets, you have 1,076 sets. If you remember, I sacrificed building my kit home to build them in the garage and just trying to buy all the sets. Yeah, very true. You did, yes. Yes, fair play. So is your plan to sell all of those and then re-get your kit house, or are you happy with where you're at? Because to be fair, if you're nice and comfortable and living the dream, surrounded by all of those things, I don't really think you can go too wrong with that, to be fair. Right, I am going to lose the plot in a second. Oh, that's embarrassing. It's not a 4-piece, it's a bridge, but you can't see it. Really got to look at the tops to see what bits are being used on this. I am miles off. Absolutely miles off. Right, we'll go back to that in a second. If there's anything on the Lego website you guys and girls want to see, then I can flop that up and take a look, and then I will obviously just carry on putting these Technic pieces in quickly, because if these go wrong, it is game over quick. Guy says, yep, that was my plan, but I kept getting sets delivered that were damaged, so started parting them out to bring. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then obviously now the shop. So did you, with regards to that, because obviously I did hear with regards to a lot of people over that way having problems with bits and pieces, was it from the initial website that it was a problem from? Was it through a third party? And was it just the delivery drivers just giving them an absolute shoeing, or just what was going wrong? Because when Lego were getting involved with obviously Australia, it's a long way to send those sets over. But I think you've got a factory over there now. Obviously, is that currently being built over there? Because you've got the largest Lego store, haven't you? Fair enough. So half of your sets are now. Well, that's why you deserve the Falcon then. Because if you were to get that, if you got the Falcon on day one and got it delivered, I'm assuming you're not close enough to get to a store. Would you want to be there on day one for filming? Or would you order it online? And I should have said this ages ago. If anybody goes to a Lego store anywhere around the world and you can just film just some of the sets that are on display and a few of the boxes and the window displays and all that kind of thing, just email me the footage and I can put a video together and then plonk it up for everybody else to see. And then I can tag if you've got a channel, I can tag your channel in it. If you've got a Bricklink store, I can tag that in, because those videos do very, very well for me. And I would like to get as many different Lego sets up from around the world as possible from the different Lego stores. So if you can, the email address is obviously from the channel, is available in the description. And then just send it over and I'll give you a shout out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this the 5th hole? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the 5th hole. Happy days. Technic pin is in. All right. So we had a crazy delivery driver that hated coming to the garage because I lived in the middle of nowhere and he would purposely kick holes in the boxes. Very nice of him. That is very, very nice of him. So, not. I don't know why do people hate their job that much? Don't understand. I do not understand that at all. The sets get shipped halfway around the world, absolutely fine, in these huge shipping boxes. It just takes one numpty to give it a good shoeing. I would imagine he would have been fired. I bet he regretted doing that. And it's just silly. What's the point? What is the point? Oh, well, never mind. At least you set up a business from it. But yeah, it's not what you want, is it? Let's be quite honest about things. Surely it couldn't have been that bad. Yeah, we've all had horror stories. I've actually been quite lucky with my deliveries, to be fair. I have had one silly thing which I couldn't quite understand, but I got it, no problem. I had a set with a giveaway delivered on the same day. This was ages ago. And they ask you to put it in a safe space, obviously, as you do. So you tell them want in a safe space. And the guy put package 1 of 2 in the safe space and took the other one to somewhere miles off and had to go and get it. And he left the giveaway, and a huge box that I had to go and collect was in the post office. And the person then started kicking off, going, "Oh, this box is massive." And I was like, "Well, it's not my fault. Your delivery driver didn't bother. It's 50% of the package I've got. You've got the other half. It clearly says box 1 of 2." So yeah, that's the only interesting conversation I've ever had related to that. And I soon got it, and it was no problem at all. But yeah, I can imagine somebody leaving. So I saw that in America as well. There was another Lego channel, and they were posting up every time It was a big thing in America. I don't understand why it was going on. There was a couple of people going, "Oh, well done, Lego Group, yada yada yada," and I'm thinking to myself, these sets have been shipped all the way around the world, and it's your delivery drivers in America that's doing it. It's nothing to do with the Lego Group. And yeah, they soon realised actually it wasn't, because for years they called it Legos as well. It's like, it's not. These aren't Legos, are they? They're the bricks created by a Lego company. So it's bricks, not Legos, because it's like Technics. It's Technic. And then you've got all the pieces. But they had to correct that on the TV show, which I thought was highly entertaining. And they also had to put a thing in their Lego park that basically explaining that Lego is the company and the Lego bricks is the bits that are used. I nearly spat out my drink when I read that. I found that hilarious. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is. Whereas if they were just selling the sets, it would be. Oh, I'm going to go back up. Yeah, I make a lot more from selling the parts, but I have to work a 10-hour day, 7 days. Yeah, that's it. Whereas if I was just selling the sets, it would only take me 30. Exactly. Yeah, that's all. Maybe, hopefully, once depending on what your business model is going to be, but you could then potentially just build up the set base and then sell the sets. So then you're not working this crazy amount, or you just calm the store down. You know, it depends what opportunity you've got. If your sets now are coming in unbroken, well, that's very true. Yeah, it's the first job, so that's a main thing. Because obviously people aren't always happy with the jobs that they're in, are they? They basically say the jobs fund their hobbies, and they have to go to work for that sort of thing. So, yeah, it'd be quite nice to be paid to do stuff that you enjoy, especially with this revolving Lego and things like that. Where's that one going? There we are. There we are. There we are. No. Come on. Yes, that's the badger. Yeah, that's true, because if you are sort of a year and a half, 2 years ahead, and you've already got sets ready to sell that have retired, you could literally just do that. You could just buy 2 at a time, sit on them, sell the ones, you know, and do it that way, and you've got your capital at the start. Because if you've got 2 Razor Quests, UCS Razor Quests, you know that after Christmas or at Christmas you could put one on. The second it sells out on the Lego website, just watch them go, because people panic. They'll be like, oh god, it's gone, because people don't realize that Lego has the last chance list and all that kind of thing. And then obviously certain sets like the Apocalypse Berg that was only out for a year, great value when it was out, and then all of a sudden that went up 2-3 times the amount. So yeah, people just suddenly go crazy for it. So yeah, like you said, can't keep up doing 10 hours a day sorting parts and no, exactly. So you can just slow the parts down, build up the stock of the actual sets, and then you can make a living from doing that by just shipping them out the door. You are absolutely laughing. And yeah, you just sort of just got to plan ahead with regards to those kind of things. Don't sit on them for too long either, because obviously at some point they will be remade, so they kind of plateau off, don't they? They do go up and up and up, sort of year on year on year, a little bit, and then it levels out. So yeah, if you want to strike while the iron's hot, but yeah, you do what you think works for you, and you crack on. As long as the main thing is you enjoy it, that is all that matters. Yeah, I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? I think since COVID, people understood the importance of work-life balance and enjoying all the things and all that kind of stuff. And it's like with any business at the start, if you just work as hard as you can to start with, and it all sort of starts to work out, you can reap the rewards later down the line. And I think that is the most important thing. Yeah, one more. Right. Yeah, see, that's the set that I think was slept on. So, guys saying the Fortress, so we can take a look at that. Because that's gone. That Fortress is gone. So I think Why? I've just typed in Fortress and it's come up with the Lord of the Rings eyeball. That's exciting. There it is. That's what you want. Got it. So yeah, it's a retired product on the Lego website. I think it was slept on. It came out because there wasn't the Bricklink stuff for the Pirates at the time. Then it also had a very, very short shelf life, which always makes a set interesting because that's probably now, I would think it's getting quite expensive quickly, especially with all the sets that are coming out. But it's also based on a ride at Legoland Billund as well. That is literally, that is what you go around and what you see and what you do. So it's yeah, I think that one, it will sell well. The Starry Night, yeah, that will also be collectible. Yeah, it's sort of people wanting to backtrack some of the older stuff for themes that are ongoing as well. I think that's a good shout. So if you've got some of those to sell, I think that's one of those that will probably make, well, anytime now, depending on when it got discontinued over with you, because it does seem to be that depending on when people get the stock and how hard it is to get, and all of that kind of thing, does seem to make things a little bit trickier for certain people and all that kind of nonsense. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that's right with those sets that are that you've got on the list, ready to sell as full blown things. But yeah, if you're not now parting anything else out, so are you then going to get two enterprises, one for yourself and one to sell, or would you just get one now for you and then get another one later down the line when it gets on the retiring list? Because obviously you don't have to sit on it for that long then. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that's it. So what you said with the enterprise, if you can get the things as they go into a discount or double points or that kind of nonsense, then all of a sudden your profit margin is much, much higher the second they get discontinued. So the fact that that's gone up from 235 up to 4 didn't take long, did it? Did not take long. It's just letting go at the right time, I guess, with those kind of things, because it's one of those that I don't think, well, they're not going to do, they won't do that again. If they do, it won't be for another decade, I would imagine. But you have obviously got the Bricklink stuff that potentially you could sit on it until a Bricklink set that would work with it comes out, and then all of a sudden you get it gone, or you could just put it up on Bricklink now and then be gone with it. So yeah. So hopefully, if you can have a busy month, because you got 3 weeks. Because we are only the 7th today, so you've got another 3 weeks. That takes you to the 28th. It's literally 3 weeks today. Technically, it's already out, so it'll be midnight. So take a good few hours away. Obviously for you, it's Saturday because you're ahead, aren't you? So, and it's now Saturday in the Philippines as well. So what I'm saying. Take it with a pinch of salt and just remember the times and days I'm saying where you are in the world. It's definitely a good thing to do. Where's that comment? So I got lost. I've confused myself. That's annoying. I've literally just swapped that piece over thing. I put it in the wrong place. And I've looked over on the page and it's actually in the right bit, which is not fun. Get off. So Guy says, before buying and selling Lego, I was buying crypto. Fair enough. Stressed me out so much that I almost came. Nah, I definitely don't want that. We don't need that. Hopefully the Lego's a little bit less a a little bit less stressful, and hopefully you can get to enjoy your builds a little bit as well, which will be nice. I am literally dribbling with this. What is going on? There they are. Not that hard. Not that hard. Right, there's a 3. Yeah, that's it. It's a bit more predictable, isn't it? So yeah, exactly. Worst case, you're always going to get your money back on it. And obviously with what you're doing with regards to figs and all that kind of stuff, and getting them gone like that, it's sort of doing the dirty work at the moment, and then you can enjoy the actual set selling later on, which sounds like it's very, very well deserved. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to carry on and finish this bag off, because these are bigger pieces, so this shouldn't take a horrendous amount of time. In the meantime, if anybody wants to see any of the sets online, then obviously do let me know. I've got about probably 10 minutes of building left, and then we're going to wrap things up. And yeah, if you want all the information about the Enterprise ship, me and Jay did a live stream last night, and then I did a separate upload about an hour or so later with all of the basically the stuff that we didn't know about at the time. So there's lots and lots of little Easter eggs within that set, and obviously with it being the last set of the year, I think they've done it. I think they've done a really good job. Yeah, so Guy says, I was big into Lego as a kid, but we didn't have much money, so I only made my own inventions, didn't have any of the sets. I said, no, that's all right, fair enough. I think it's the same for a lot of people, isn't it? I think that's why it's really important to see what they've done for the January wave for Marvel, because they've actually priced it for that age demographic for children. They've made everything a lot more cost effective, but they've still given the minifigures. Whereas years gone by, it was kind of getting to the point where you were thinking, well, I don't mind it personally, but if this was now and I was way back then, I would never get any of this stuff ever from a parent. It'd never, ever, ever happen. So yeah, it's quite nice to see that they've done what they've done. They've done really good brick count on the Ninjago, and they've done a really nice job on all the Speed Champions stuff. They've done a really nice job on the Marvel stuff with regards to the pricing and things. So yeah, be interesting to see what happens moving forward. But it does also depend on the designs and other little bits and pieces. And obviously, it changes, but hopefully they keep going the way they're going, which would be good. Three or two. Where is this supposed to go? Go around that. I've done a thing, and the thing I've done, is it wrong or not? If I just put that in the wrong place? No, I put that in the wrong place. I haven't done a thing wrong. I think. I actually have no idea. That is very, very strange. Must go there. Or does that just sit around that? Like I said, this has got so much detail in them. Oh, it does, yeah. Huh. Scary. Hang on. I'm now dribbling again. Have I got that the wrong way around? No, that's 3 on show. That's where that goes. And we've got a bit of an overhang, but I'm assuming it connects to the next base plate. So Guy said I only got back into it when Lego brought out the Lego fabric sets. Yeah, so they kind of jumped on it quickly through COVID, didn't they? Because people just started to build the modulars because they wanted something to do. There was nothing to do over 2020. And all of a sudden, COVID carried on and on and on and on. And then everybody was going flat out. And they just seemed to churn everything out from 2021 onwards for more adult-based stuff, bigger sets, bigger everything. And now they've kind of gone back to the like the grassroots to start with, and it'd just be interesting to see what mix we get, because I mean the fact that everybody that's been in the chat have been going on about, oh yeah, the Rivendell's amazing and this is amazing and that's amazing. They're incredible sets, but then at the same time you're going, yeah, but any kid that would like to do something with it, you know, like maybe some packs and just get everybody else involved. And the fact that it's actually collectors saying that rather than just saying, oh no, give me more, give me more, give me more, because obviously we're all greedy. So yeah, maybe they are going back to basics. I don't know. It's not my thing. But they listen. They do listen. I'm sure they've done. Well, that's why they make so much money. And they're not going to make the same mistake when they nearly went bankrupt, because they've done that once already. So they're not going to be making that mistake anytime soon, I would like to think. So yeah, we will see. Pins are 3. Got another pins. Can you see how it's important to make sure that these go in the right place? Because what we are 4 pins in now. Get in. I only started buying Bitcoin. Well, that's well over my head, just before COVID. Then COVID hit and the whole crypto market crashed faster than ouch. No, that's something that goes over my head. I don't understand it. It's hard enough reading an instruction manual, let alone trying to figure out all of that. So I credit to anybody that tried anything like that, because I have no idea about it whatsoever. But I'm sure people have had success on it. They've had a nightmare on it. They've had, well, like anything, isn't it? It's one of those, and it is what it is. But I've got colours. I'm building with colours now, which is fantastic. How long we got? Yeah, a couple more minutes and she'll be done. Just keep. But I'm assuming that all these these pinky bits are going to go on quite quickly. There are quite a few smaller bits in front, so I'll start turning the page in a second. If it's just going to be all these tiny bits, I'll throw in the towel, and we'll carry on with this later on. Another one to build. There we go, magic stuff. Put them in the right place? No, I have not. Ah, what a absolute pleb. Yeah, it's not. It's just a horrible scenario for everybody when that kind of thing happens. So you're back on your feet. That's the main thing. And now you're selling bits and pieces, and you've got a new plan in place for stuff, which is great. So then hopefully you can just carry on and just keep selling what. Oh no, that's not worth thinking about. So no. It's horrible. That's a horrible thought. It's a horrible thought. Just think of all the Lego you could have bought with that amount of money. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, that is the worst scenario anybody could have had, I would imagine. Those 2, 3, 2. In the middle. God. Now I'm back into all these small. I thought this would have been really quick, but we're back into loads of smaller pieces. I think I'm going to carry on with this on the next live, because I think I've got about the same time again. I thought that was only going to take about 10 minutes. But I keep looking at all these big pieces, and it's very, very deceiving how many smaller pieces there are. So I'll let you guys go say goodbye to each other. I will end this poll now. So that was a draw. That was a draw. So yeah, 40, 40, 20, nothing. Batman got nothing. That's outrageous. The Batman should have got at least something. But never mind. But never mind. Right, Guy, I think it's just me and you anyway. And then obviously we've got some people in the background. So goodbye to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay dry. Probably Sunday for a long length stream will be coming. Get some breakfast, Guy. Get a nap. And then you can start your building work. And let us know how you're getting on with all the bits and pieces. I'm very, very intrigued to know just how many minifigures and things you've got. So you have to let us know on the next time. But guys, that is it, and I am done. So if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You gotta take care and have a good next one. And if I hit that, goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye.